Hey crafters, welcome into Guys Craft 2. My name is John and thanks for dropping in this afternoon. I so appreciate you being here and seeing what's going on, what my week has been like. Actually, I had to go up to Northern Virginia this past week, and so I did not do a midweek update on Thursday. So I've been trying to do better about that, but didn't happen this week. So sorry, guys, it is what it is. So welcome in. Thanks for being here. Welcome to all the new subscribers. I so appreciate that. We've been doing, because of the retreats and that, we've been running some Facebook ads and Google stuff, and that seems to have really helped the channel itself. So been kind of neat to see that growth. Just been kind of crazy, actually. So we're up to almost 3,000 subscribers, and it's just like, wow, it just amazing. But I appreciate some of the emails, some of the comments, and thank you all so much. So let's see who joined us this afternoon. So Katrina was first in. She says, "Good afternoon. The sun is going down. It'll be dark soon. Before you know it, time to get the dishes put in the dishwasher before the show starts." Amen to that. I still need to unload the dishwasher from this week, but I'm like, we'll leave that for someone else because I just didn't get to it. She said, now that job's done. Jackie, hi all. Jackie, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Judy, hey, welcome in. There's Ballonas from Tucson. Welcome in. Hey, my buddy Carl's here. We'll have some things to share later this week. But my buddy from Florida is here. Thanks for being on. Hey, Mr. Brian, thanks for joining. Hi, Brian, Katrina, Judy. Sorry, my mouse broke, so it's really thrown me off. Right before the show, I realized the mouse didn't work, so I'm having to do things by touchpad, and it's a little bit different. Katrina says, it's been a wonderful day here in Florida. How's the weather around the country? I can tell you it's warm in Arizona. We're still running the air conditioning. Interesting enough, we were at the park home up in Shady Pines. And so we woke up to, 44 this morning, which was just crazy. 87 in Phoenix today. And so I keep thinking at some point we won't have to be running the AC for a while, but we have not gotten there yet. Katrina goes, my son had snow. I'm absolutely not wanting snow. Interesting, the conference I had to go to the last couple of days was up in Flagstaff. Last year I went, it snowed for 2 days. I was so ticked off. Everybody else at the conference was so thrilled because they're like, we hardly ever get to see snow. It's like, whatever, I grew up in it. Hate snow, don't want to be around snow. And whatever, then work makes me go up to be in snow. So it's crazy. Brian goes, I love the snow. I love the snow on Hallmark movies. If snowing like that worked, but the reality, right, of having to go to work. I will say, when I was a school teacher and I taught school for 3 years, I didn't mind snow as much, right, because I knew I didn't have to get out and be in it. But companies don't recognize snow and all the impacts that can have. Katrina says, picture perfect for the Supergirl surfing competition. Look at that. Danielle's here. Hey, Danielle, I have not seen you for a while. She said, can I chat for a few? I'm washing dishes. Amen, girl. You get done what you got to get done, but thanks for dropping in and being here. I have been offline all weekend, so we actually turned internet service off at the park home just because it's $60 a month. We're not there enough to pay for it. So I didn't think about it, right? So the park itself provides cable. So we were able to watch TV and some movies and that while we were there, but nothing else, right? I mean, other than what I could do on the phone, and you just can't do, I just can't do everything that I want on my phone. I'm old and I like at least my iPad, laptop, and sometimes my iPad frustrates me. It's not big enough. And I am not carrying one of those big, huge phones either. So it is what it is. Hey, Charlotte, welcome in. Who else? Zaza's here. Always a thrill to see Zaza. Welcome in. Thanks for being here. Who else? Danielle says, it's been snowing all day here. First snow of the season, and it's 33 right now. See, I could do that if I had a nice fireplace and if I knew I didn't have to go back outside until spring. But I'm just not a fan of snow. I mean, I love it if I can stay in and watch it, but other than that, no. Zaza says Shady Pines always makes me think of the Golden Girls. Dorothy was always threatening Sophia with Shady Pines retirement. Amen. I miss the Golden Girls. I love that. Mid Century Modern was on Hulu with oh my God, my mind just went blank. I can't think. Matt Bomer, and I love Matt Bomer. And they tried to say that was the gay version or whatever of the Golden Girls, and I just hate to tell you, you're not going to replace the Golden Girls, and I don't know why we keep trying to make other shows be like the Golden Girls. Interesting enough, I like the show Mid Century Modern well enough, but I didn't think it was all that great, and it didn't get renewed. So just kind of crazy. That's my take. Hey, Tasha Quilts. Tasha's in the house. Thanks for being here. Tasha says, as a New Yorker, I despise snow. I just can't imagine. Brian goes, just more snow for me. It's all good. All right, let's see. I think I'm getting called up. Katrina, Charlotte. Who else? Jean's here. Hey, Jean, welcome in. Um, Joanne G, hey, welcome in. Thanks for being here today. Like I said, so we've picked up a lot of new subscribers. That is awesome. We have been super, super busy. I have got all kinds of things going on. I am in the process of finishing what is going to be my favorite quilt this year. I just need to put binding on it. And once I get the binding, sorry, I'm looking over there to look at it. Once I get the binding on, I cannot wait to socialize and share that a little bit. I will not be sharing it on my channel initially. I will be sharing it on someone else's channel first. And then you will probably see that up behind me. Interesting enough, several of you asked what pattern this is behind me. Of course, it's a Villa Rosa pattern. I think it's the Shiloh pattern. I went through my book trying to find the pattern again. Interesting enough, the this pattern actually came as a kit because I bought the kit from Villa Rosa because I really liked the very vintage cats and bears and all of the fabrics. So to get those fabrics, I had to buy the kit. So I bought the kit, but then I don't remember now what the name was. But I am going to try to do better because I never thought about people asking me what are some of the quilts hanging up, what pattern did we use. And so I am going to try to do better about that going forward. You wouldn't think I've done that many that I could keep up with it, but it's actually been a little tougher than I thought it would be. So I don't know. Tasha says, I'm going to tell Mother Nature she can send all the snow to Brian. See, Brian's also retired. So if I was retired and knew I didn't have to go out, that might help me too. But still, I don't like to be cold is the problem. So it was interesting enough going up to Shady Pines this weekend. I was smart enough to put on a jacket, to put on blue jeans and all that. Still wore my flip flops. I hate to tell you, it really takes a lot to make me put shoes on. But it was fine. I survived it. We're back down in the valley, so all good. We had to go up and winterize the park home because we will probably not be going back there. Thanksgiving's in a couple of weeks. I'm not going to get there for that. I doubt we'll go up over Christmas, and in between Thanksgiving and Christmas, we've got a lot going on, and then we have the retreat to get ready for New Year's Eve. So that pushes us into January. In January, I'm supposed to be in California, to the road to California with Sally. So that is still the plan. I've got reservations to go out there. If you're going to be there, please plan to see us on Friday and Saturday and introduce yourself and say, hey. Trina says, people keep asking how many quilts I've made. My answer is always, I don't know, a lot, right? I don't argue that. It's just so much to keep up with, right? Zaza says quilt journals. John, you can write all that info in one of them. I actually have one, and I will share that with you all at some point. It's one I just got. I really do like it. Now I've got to take the discipline to take the next step to do that. Because really what I would like to do is have a picture of every quilt that I've completed have a picture of the quilt on that page, along with the pattern, with like some of the thread, some of the stitch files, right? The edge to edge that we used for the pentagram that we used for the long arm, all that kind of stuff. I think that would be amazing to keep. And I know there's going to be times where I go, wow, I just want to do what we did there and I can't remember, but we haven't got there yet. So as I said, must have been cold if you needed jeans. It was, let me tell you, it was. And yeah, I mean, other than the fact that I have to wear jeans or dress pants to work, you will never see me in anything but t-shirts and shorts. That's why I moved to Arizona. It gets too cold for me in Arizona. I actually did not realize how cool it would get here, which just makes me long for now being in Florida at the beach. But I'm here established, and I really do like everything about Arizona. I love the Phoenix area. I don't want to be in Metro Phoenix, but I want to be able to get there. So I just don't know. Jackie says AC never turned on today. House stayed at 75 all day. Our house typically stays pretty cool, but we were doing a lot of projects. We're still trying to finish out the rooms. I still don't have my lights up like I would like in the studio. So they're still on tripods and that. So I'm still having to work around that. I still have a shelf full of cameras and that we need to get hooked up. We need to get switched off StreamYard over to the Ecamm, to the new software that we're going to use. Just lots to do. I actually took vacation tomorrow since Tuesday is a holiday. And since Tuesday is a holiday, I decided, you know what, I might as well just take one day for John. And so I'm doing that tomorrow. I'm going to have lunch with a couple of super dynamic ladies. So very excited that I get to go be with them for a little bit and just have some laughs and giggles. But at the same time, I've got a lot of projects I want to get done. I just keep adding to the pile. It's just crazy. Katrina says, "I was out quilt journals equals paperwork," and I gave that up for Lynn when I retired. I get you. That's why that's my problem. You know, there's just so many things that I want to do, and I'm organized in so many different ways, and yet I just can't keep up. We came home. I had two orders on Etsy, so I had to stop and hurry and get those ready. So those are sitting boxed and ready to go out. So the post office will pick those up in the morning, which is amazing. Even if it costs me a couple of dollars more, I tend to ship post office now because post office will pick them up off my front porch where UPS makes me go and drop them off. And so I just don't have time. So as I says, Katrina, I keep promising myself I'll document all that information, but I never do. Oh, look at her. See? Katrina says, my son still has 2 days of vacation left. I do too. I've got 40 hours left for the year. I'm not going to get to use it all. Um, I've got this Monday off. Tomorrow I'm off Black Friday, which is a holiday for us, and then I'm off a couple of days over for the retreat. And I'm off December 26th, so I can have that long weekend. I get Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, so but just not enough. I tell you, it's just too much going on. Sorry, guys, I'm really thirsty. Hey, Jen, welcome in. Thanks for being here. So, what have I been working on? Okay, so I have really been squirrel this week. I have not gotten anything done. I am on row 12 of this crazy thing for the wreath, and I'm trying to get that done. It's got 21 rows, so I'm just at the halfway point, really. So I'm hoping to get that done soon. I know I told you all I stopped and bought Ray's the amazing Jelly Roll quilt. I'm really anxious to start working on it. And so, and it's funny enough, one of the things he recommended in here was working with a jelly roll, right? Using a jelly roll or a bally pop. And interesting enough, I did have a bally pop. So I thought, you know what? I've been wondering what to do with this. So, how awesome that this pattern is really kind of designed to be used with one of these. So I got that out. And even though it's all spring summer colors, right? I still think it would be cool. I mean, I could even enter this in the quilt show if I wanted to. But anyways, I got this out, had planned to start on it, and then had a squirrel moment, and this popped up on Facebook from Tula Pink, and this is, which one is this? This is the new Tula Pink gray work, and the jelly roll popped up, and I thought, oh my God, how awesome would it be to do the gray work, right? To do this with this pattern. So before I could even get this going, I already bought another jelly roll to do this. So I'm going to do this pattern obviously twice, and I'm going to do it in two different themes. So that's sitting there waiting to get done. Still, like I said, working on the wreath. And then um, I found these tote bags, and I really, really want to get into some of the tote bags. I've bought all the Sally Tomato stuff. I've bought all the um, by Annie stuff that and Adam uses and that. Just haven't gotten there yet. And then, but I really liked the way this turned out. So I ended up doing this with a charm pack. I think it turned out super cute. It's a nice big Christmas tote. It came out pretty quick and easy to do. So, and I had this charm pack and I liked, and then I bought, because I don't like doing the fabric handles. So I really like using the webbing much better. And then I actually found this on Amazon. So I had went out to Keepsake Quilting. I went out to Missouri Star Quilt. I went out to Fat Quarter Shop. So went out to all the old stomps, right, to see about getting more holiday type webbing. Could not find it anywhere. Ended up getting it off Amazon. Amazon's not always my go-to because I'd rather support real quilt shops first. I mean, everybody supports Amazon. But anyways, I got that done and then realized it just wasn't festive enough for me. That I made that originally for my daughter, but my daughter's got my grandkids, right? So they're used to, they're just playful. So I'll end up giving that to my niece for Christmas. And I went back and cut my own charm squares. And if Joydy was here, she'd be proud of me to know that I used my stash. So Zaza, you can be proud of me today because I used my stash. Cut all of these charm squares out of my AccuQuilt. And then this is the other roll of webbing that came with in that. Look how adorable that is with a big Rudolph and a snowman and the Christmas trees in that. And then I ended up putting I did put both bags have lining. Both bags have a big pocket that runs the full length of the bag with little individual compartments. So I'm really excited. I think my daughter is going to love, love, love this. So that will get in her what we call a pre-Christmas box, which will be shipped right around Thanksgiving time. So I always try to ship them what I call a pre-Christmas because that's got their ornaments. This year I bought the Advent books for them. I think it was Tasha that said she had bought the puzzles. And so I bought the puzzles this year for them. So all that kind of stuff. So I got to have it there before December 1st for them to be able to do some of that stuff. And so that is the plan. What else did we do this week? Oh, this weekend was the Rim Country. So the part where Pace and Star Valley, all of that area up there is called the Rim Country because I guess it's just on the rim of getting up in the mountains and all that. Anyways, they had their quilt show this weekend over at the casino, and I cannot tell you the name of the casino. It's Mazazal something. Anyways, it's a fairly nice casino. We went there to the quilt show. Took a couple of hours. It was really fun. It was interesting. We got so many compliments on our Guys Craft 2 t-shirts. So that always makes us feel good in that. And we're always, of course, trying to grow the channel, grow our presence in that. So it was nice to be well received. Several pictures. One of the guys came over and he goes, "I'm the authorized photographer. I want to take your all's picture for the event and that." So that's always cool and makes us feel good. So that was fun. We had a good time with that. I ended up buying one pattern. So they only had about maybe 8 or 10 vendors. And so nothing really enthused me necessarily, but it was a nice quilt show. I will have a video this week about the quilt show. I took several pictures. I took pictures of the quilts that resonated with me, that I liked. I didn't necessarily take best in show or best of this or first place. I took the pictures of the quilts that I liked. So I will get those posted this week because I think it's fun. It was really kind of inspirational to see some of the quality works, see some of the variety of work, because that whole Rim Country area up there is much, much smaller. They only have one local quilt shop there. I think the next quilt shop is an hour and a half away, on up in the mountains, right up in the Sholo area. So their opportunity for resources in that is limited unless they come down to the valley. And you've got women that have probably been quilting, sewing up there for 50 years because they learned from their mother, who learned from her mother, for generations in that. So it was very interesting to see the throwback on some of the type of quilts that they did, some of the fabric choices, and then to see some of the just like Tula, in your face, loud, modern quilt designs. So the show had a lot to offer. It wasn't a huge show. I'd say when we were there was probably 75 people, maybe 100. It was a very nice venue, though. It was well set up. It was plenty of room to get in and out, to be able to look at the quilts and that. And one of the cool things is they had the old-fashioned wooden um, clothespins on all the quilts with, if you want to see me lift here. And so you were supposed to grab the clothespin and peel back the quilt if you wanted to see the backing on the quilt. Our quilt show, we ask and we mark our quilts very plainly, please do not touch. But we have white glove folks that walk up and down the aisles. And if you want to see the back of the quilt, one of our white glove folks will turn the quilt for you. But I thought this was an interesting. It's first time. I haven't seen that at QuiltCon. Haven't seen it, at any other show. It may not be all that uncommon. I just don't know. It was the first time I had seen it. So there you go. Hey, Alex, welcome in. Thanks for being here. It was fun. It was a nice quilt show. It was fun to get to see what other folks are working on, what they're doing, and then just to spend a little time in that venue. So it's always nice to get out of the valley for a couple of days. It was fun to be up there, but I can tell you, I was definitely ready to come home. I definitely did not buy and decide to go up there for winter. And so, yes, they will be getting snow soon. In fact, they talked about they might get snow next weekend. I think we're supposed to start getting rain midweek. So I don't think they're quite that cold yet, where they would actually get the snow, but who knows? Um, but anyways, it was still fun to be there. So I don't know. I've got the tote bags knocked out now. I do want to put magnet closures on there. I've never done that. Interesting enough, I know to do the closures, right? Even with the magnets ones, I'm going to have to do a hand sew. So we know what John thinks about hand sewing. So much to the fact that right before the show, we ran up to our little local quilt store that's open on Sunday. It's our variety store. But I had to run up to get needles because I don't have any hand needles. Um, in fact, I know the lady that works on Sunday, and she's like, "You really don't have a needle at home?" And I'm like, "No, I don't, because I never planned to do any hand sewing. I've never bought a hand needle. I've never had a reason to need, yeah." And so, interesting enough, I had to go out and get a hand needle so I can work on those. So I thought maybe tonight, while we were watching the movie, I may possibly try my luck at sewing the magnets on, because I think that bag is just big enough. I think it would be nice to have a little type of closure on there. So that is the plan. Tonight's movie choice, I believe, is going to be Jurassic Park. So I am excited to see the new Jurassic Park movie. We have not seen it. I wanted to see it. I still haven't seen the last Mission Impossible either. Would like to see that. But I can tell you, I'm just not going to go sit in a theater for 3 hours. I just have more to do in life, and I don't like that they're making the movies so long. It's just kind of crazy to me. But anyways, I do want to see Jurassic Park, so I'm kind of anxious. We just recently subscribed to Peacock, and we only did that because my partner got a deal through McDonald's, and we got 2 months free of Peacock. So we're trying to make sure we take full advantage of that. Because I tell you what, guys, I remember we were deciding right a couple of years ago that we wanted cut the cable, right, cut the cord. We're all supposed to get off the, yeah. And so I have, right, I've gotten, but now I'm probably paying more, and it's, if not as frustrated, more than I was when I had cable, because it's like, I have Netflix, I have Hulu, I have Apple, I have HBO, I have, it's like the whole point was to get, but every time a new show comes out that I want to see, it's on another network that I don't have. So I love the movie Red, White, and Royal Blue. I've watched it probably 50 times. I have it memorized. I just think it's a cute, funny, um, coming of age type movie. The lead role in there that plays the prince also played in a more medieval series it was last summer, a year ago, but it was on Stars. I'm like, I have never had Stars, but yes, we got Stars for 90 days or whatever it was for $4 or whatever their deal was, but and then dropped them because actually they didn't have anything else that I was even curious about. So, but it's just um, it's just crazy how all these um, all these new shows come out, and if you want to see them, you gotta subscribe to all these different services. And I'm really kind of getting tired of that now. So it's like, I just may have to wait and see if it ever comes out on DVD or something. And interesting enough, I had to pay this year. I bought it because I wanted to see Hocus Pocus. The two movies I want to see for Halloween is Rocky Horror. I don't know why, but I always want to see it at Halloween, and I love Hocus Pocus. And I can do without the second one. I don't dislike the second one, but I definitely want to see the first one. And the only way to get it is Disney, and I only have Hulu. But now I have to get Disney, and I'm like, no, you know what? I'll pay the $5 or whatever and just buy the movie, and then I don't have to play this game again. All right. Danielle says, now I can say hi. Hi, everyone I missed. Danielle, you are always making me laugh. I wore this today just for you. So Thanksgiving is with my homies. So definitely needed to make sure I got my nomies going, right? Um, Katrina says, my son and I picked up the new Mission Impossible. We started a marathon yesterday. We watched 1 to 4 yesterday. You go, girl. I've always been a Tom Cruise fan. I always will be a Tom Cruise fan. We both grew up in Louisville. Interesting enough, not at the same time, but we both did have the same priest at one point, because Tom was raised in Catholic school and that. But I don't know. I've always liked Tom Cruise ever since Risky Business. I've always thought most of his movies were pretty good, except the vampire movie, which I think no one liked. But I just like, and I've always liked the old Mission Impossible. And so I think for once they honored the original franchise by what they did with the movie franchise. So I don't know. I've always liked all of that. Brian says, I'm very picky with the movies that I see in the theater. I'm going to see the next Wicked in a few weeks. So too funny. We are too. The theater has just gotten way out of hand and too expensive. But we do like to go a couple of times a year. My partner really wanted to go see How to Train Your Dragon, which now I feel bad that we didn't. But that's one of the reasons we got Peacock, is so we could watch it. It actually was a really good movie, and so I wouldn't actually mind watching that again. Because sometimes, well, unfortunately, I'm gotten old anymore. It seems like I fall asleep half the time through the movie, so I need to sometimes rewatch it just to make sure I'm caught everything, but I really did like How to Train Your Dragon. So I don't know. There's usually a Christmas movie that I know about and that we want to go see, but interesting enough, we don't see the ads so much anymore, and so that helps kind of keep things down for us. So it will be interesting to see what Christmas movie is out there and what we may want to go see for Christmas. Because I am used to going to the theater on Christmas Day in the afternoon. I think it's really just fun to go on Christmas Day. Um, so we'll see. I don't know. I haven't talked to my partner to see what he's thought about it or what he's looking for. Um, we have a lot of similar taste, and then not so much in movies. So, but we'll probably want to see something new if we go and see anything. So, let's have to see what's coming out. Danielle says, I'm now doing paper piecing and watching the Detroit Lions football game. Not telling the score, but I have to say, go Lions. My understanding is Lions have had a pretty good year. I can tell you the Cardinals certainly have not had a good year. Um, but unfortunately, I just don't follow football like I used to. Number one, none of the all the subscriptions I have, none of them have a sports channel. So I have to really search around in that. I usually Google on Sunday, and I haven't today. I forgot to Google to see how badly my Virginia Tech Hokies did, and if they've who beat them again. Just about any high school team, I think, could beat them. It's really pitiful to see how far they've let that program fall. I mean, yes, they fired their coach, I think, in the third game this year, but they really let that program just fall. It's just definitely not the glory days back in the 2000s when we first moved to Blacksburg and started following the Hokies. And no, I did not graduate from Virginia Tech. I like to say that I became a huge Hokie fan because Virginia Tech paid me to become one because I taught there for a couple of years. But I do have a lot of legacy over there. I do love my Hokies. Um, Kathy Z says, "I'm sorry I'm late for joining." You're never late, Kathy. You're always on time if you're here. Jackie says, "I have Netflix. The girls get to choose one other service for summer break." You've got to, right? I mean, the services are just getting out of hand. I think that's why I tend to stay on YouTube a lot. And then, of course, I'm way behind on YouTube because I couldn't watch YouTube this weekend because we didn't have service at the park home, which was fine. That's my choice. But now I feel like, now I need to catch up with everything else going on. And so we will. We'll make it happen. Guys, don't forget, we have the Holiday Quilting Bee coming up Tuesday. It will be 7 a.m. till 10 a.m. I hope any of you that actually get Veterans Day will plan to be there. We will have fun. I started pulling some of the freebies away um, before we left on Friday. So I do have some of those sitting out and ready to get going. And if you're local or able to travel and make plans for the holiday, we are giving one space away to the quilt retreat that we're hosting. And so we're pretty excited about that. Right now we have, I believe, 4 openings still. And so I'm not sure that we'll sell out the retreat this year, and that's okay. It's the first year. But I've talked to several folks that are coming. They've texted and emailed me. The folks that are coming seem very excited about it, and that's what's important, right? Because you want people that are engaged, excited, and looking forward to just ringing in the new year differently. A few years ago, I rang in New Year's Eve on the Strip in Vegas and going to the Paula Abdul show and doing all that. So I've kind of been there, done that, and now would not have guessed that a few years later that I would be hosting a quilting retreat instead. So just funny, you just never know where life's going to take you or what's going to happen, and um, that's all good. I can tell you, I'm certainly not one um, that avoids change. I tend to embrace change and probably chase after it a little bit more than I should, but That's fine. It's my choice, and it is what it is. So I'm not ignoring you guys. I want to just make sure I'm trying to do this right and keep up with the chat and actually try to get a little sewing done tonight, which is, not always the norm for me. I am hoping after the first of the year to start maybe um, going live one night during the week and focusing on a particular pattern or something um, that we can talk about and go through. I really do plan to get way more involved with my AccuQuilt just because I am over cutting. And I will say one of the things I do like about the Villa Rosa patterns is they really do lend themselves to um, to the AccuQuilt. So it's really easy to convert a lot of their cuts and a lot of their needs into the AccuQuilt, which makes it nice. I felt bad because this weekend, yesterday was our Go Gang, is what our quilt club calls the AccuQuilt. They meet once a month, meet the second Saturday of every month. And of course, I was out of town as they remind me that I was out of town yet again because they said it just seems like I'm always out of town, but I really haven't been out of the house that much. It's just we just keep such a full schedule. Danielle says we don't go to the theaters. I wait till, and I get that. I still just think there's something about that movie experience. So there's certain movies I really want to see in the theater. Um, Interesting enough, I just asked my partner. I said I think Wicked's actually coming out, and I'm hoping that this Wicked is it, right? I mean, so there's not going to be a part three. It's just a two-part movie series. I don't know that much about it. I actually enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. We watched it once it came out on whatever Paramount or whoever had it for free. I was not paying for it. I had not ever followed it. Really, to be honest, didn't know any of the music. Um, but I actually really enjoyed it. Of course, what's not to enjoy, right? Jonathan Bailey's in. I mean, if Jonathan Bailey's in it, but I did enjoy it. I would like to watch it again. I wouldn't mind owning like the box set, which just shows my age, right? Because I guess there's no such thing as a box set anymore. Now it's all just streamed. But I did enjoy watching it. I would like to see it again. I don't know that I have to go to the theater and fight for it, but we might. That may be the movie that we end up going to see in the theater. But again, I'm just not big on going for 3 hours. You got to get there at least a half hour early. So now it's 3.5 hours. We're usually early, so you're not going to about half a day anymore just to go see a movie, and it's just I don't know. I will say we have a local regional chain, movie chain here. We also have a national chain. I absolutely will not go to the national chain because they play. They got to the point where they were playing 30 minutes minimum of previews, and then they added another 10 minutes of commercials mixed in with the previews. And it was getting to the point that when the movie was supposed to start, they were playing 45 minutes of commercials and previews. And it's like, okay, so it's already a 3 hour movie. Now you've added 45, it's like, guys, no, it just really turned me off. But our regional group, Harkins, I do like. We usually buy their loyalty cup and their popcorn program, which I need to quit doing because we just don't go enough to justify that cost. But they always have a special deal on Black Friday, and it's only good on Black Friday. They don't have it the whole weekend in that. It's just a Black Friday special. But I do like Harkins. Their bathrooms are clean. Their theaters are clean. They've taught the kids how to be respectful and thank you for coming. Um, just you can tell it's still somewhat a family-owned business, and they take a lot of pride in what they do. And so I don't mind going there a couple of times a year, but we'll see. I don't know what we'll end up seeing over the holidays. All right, let me grab some clips. Actually had Hercules working earlier today, so I have not got to use Hercules a whole lot. So I'm trying to jump back and forth between the two. I did actually want to get the 10 needle going today, and but that just didn't happen. There's just so much going on. So we'll see. I did ask my partner to make me row numbers for things like this, so I don't have to use post-it notes. But he hasn't got to that yet. But I am sure that's on his Christmas list for me for Christmas because he always likes me to have whatever John asks for. Right? I say that in jest. He's a good guy, but he takes pretty good care of me. But I can possibly be known occasionally to be kind of high maintenance, but not real high maintenance, just a fun kind of high maintenance. Oh, Danielle says, watch my Wednesday live stream for the grand reveal of that Halloween panel I started with you. So, guys, if you remember, I think it was like the first Saturday in September. It was right after Labor Day that Danielle and I were together. I was on her channel, she was on mine. We were both working on Halloween projects, and she got hers done. So that is going to be exciting. So if you're around, make sure you jump in and see what she did. And if not, make sure you jump back and um, um, man, my mind just went blank again. If watch the replay, right? So just because you don't catch us live, always watch the replays. All of that helps us and helps our subscriber count and all those fun things. Jackie says, I have Netflix. Oh, I already read that one. On here. Mama Jan. Hey, Mama Jan. Welcome in. Look, she's been on for 10 minutes. She's probably like, gosh, if he quits talking long enough, he can check and see what's going on in the chat. Sorry, girl. It has been a day. Danielle says Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. All is about eating, watching the Christmas claymation classics. Yeah, I'll see. Some people like the claymation classics, but you know, in John's house, we are going to be watching, especially Christmas Eve, uh, Hallmark movies, right? We don't even want to start with how many Hallmark movies I watch. And now that, and of course, the Hallmark Channel is yet another subscription service I had to join, but it's only $7 a month, and I actually get a coupon every month that I don't even use at the Hallmark store. Hey, Sally, welcome in. She says time change is messing me up. I totally get that. We already talked about you and talked about the fact that we still are planning to be on the road to California. I think based on our vacation schedules and that and what we can work out, we're going to drive up on Friday. So we'll be there Friday afternoon, all day Saturday, and come back Sunday is the plan at the moment. I would like to have been there longer, but I tell you, it's just so hard to still work full time and then get around and do some of the other things that we want to do. So we'll figure it out. So I don't know. What else? Jackie says I ended up getting a second ironing board to stay by my. Totally get that. Been there, done that. Mama Chen says I had to finish a project now, sitting to rest my back. So finally sitting down. I tell you what, we've been running. We've got the spare bedroom, we got the bed frame and all that. We means I pointed and it got done somehow miraculously, but that's all set and ready to go. He did a nice job, and he also cleaned the floors, so all of that is ready. We're hoping to get movers in the next couple of weeks to empty the storage unit, so I don't have to spend the money on storage unit anymore, and get that over here. But one of the things we needed to do was get the bed frame and all that ready so we could set up a spare bedroom. Trina says, I have paper piecing that are in the stack. I have an embroidery project of autumn wishes and open gates Evelyn quilt in the work now. Tell you what, it just takes forever. Thank you, Mama Jan. We try to be festive, right? So, and I love the gnomes. So we figured that would be a good way to go. Oh, Danielle must have to work Veterans Day. I tell you what, I'm surprised we get that of all days, but I am very happy that we do. I do miss having holidays earlier in the year. The last company I worked for before they got bought the last time, we actually had a holiday every month except March. I think was the only month we didn't have a holiday, and it really made it nice that we had that day off every month. Um, really, really just made it totally different. Oh, Kathy Z says she likes the Christmas quilt behind me. Thank you very much. It was a work of joy, we'll say, right? It does show up well, I think, on the camera. Katrina says, I'm planning on being here Tuesday. I may be in the sewing room. Look at you. Sally says, I'm still not sewing, but finished the two pink baby Afghans this morning. I really would like to get into the, I have 3 tubs full of yarn that I bought, and I have yet to start the first. I really would like to start crocheting some again. Bought all new crochet hooks and everything, and just haven't started doing it. The problem is, once I get the first 3 rows done, then I can crochet day and night. I love it, but I hate starting just chaining out the first couple of rows. Alex says we have a couple of services, but I mainly watch YouTube. Yep. I'm learning, and I subscribe to YouTube. So I so appreciate those that don't, because we do get 3 cents or a penny or whatever for every time a commercial pops up. So I appreciate the ones that don't subscribe. So y'all have to put up with the commercials, but I just couldn't take it anymore. And I subscribed, I think, 2 years ago. But so yet another service, right? I can't imagine paying for YouTube TV, but I do pay for the YouTube that way. Adrena says I spend too much time on YouTube. I tell you what, it's addicting. And now that he's gotten the 3D printer and he's gotten into that, before that, we were doing some of the laser engraving. And then I was trying to figure out how to get Gracie working better. And then I've got all the I mean, like my feed is just so confused. And then we've been watching some of the Halloween spoofs and some of the musicals and different things. And um, America's Got Talent pops up every so often, and then the other one, um, oh, The Voice, which I've never watched, but I do like the little previews and things that pop up on YouTube. And my feed is so messed up. I thought somebody, if they ever tried to figure out what is he really into, what is he watching, I don't know that they would get there. Um, Yeah, Brian goes, me too. I have so many channels that I watch, and I think that's the thing. At some point, I'm going to get to the point where it's just going to be, you know what, that's what I'm going to do, that and nothing else. Kathy Z brought homemade chicken noodle soup yesterday. So by not being at Go Gang, I did miss out. She's an amazing cook, and don't think she's not. And let me tell you, that's one thing about belonging to the quilt club with these women. They absolutely know how to cook, and it's really fun because they're all from different areas, right? So it's not like they're all from Arizona or they're all Southern cooks and that. And so it's really kind of fun to watch the different sample of flavors that show up in that, and very few of them um, ever bring store bought. Right, most all of them make stuff from scratch. I usually try to always make a bread or something to take along with other things, but I always try to make sure that we have something as a morning. But I didn't get to. Mama Jan says the chicken noodle soup was fabulous. I'm sure it was. Oh, look at Danielle. She says they're making homemade chili for dinner tonight. Let me tell you, girlfriend, if it was snowing, I can guarantee you we'd be having chili tonight. Um, Kevin Mart says, what is the chicken pattern? Oh, the Christmas pattern. Sorry. Um, It is Shiloh, I believe. It is a Villa Rosa design, and I believe it is Shiloh. I did go back through all my books and everything else. What really irks me a little bit with Villa Rosa, because I'm a Villa Rosa fan. I've got all kinds of Villa, but they don't put your order history there. So I know for a fact this was bought as a kit. I know I bought this kit probably a year and a half ago. So I went back to see in my order history. I thought then I'll be able to see exactly what kit it was. Nope, they don't have on their website. They don't track it that way. So it was a little frustrating. So I literally went through my book in page by page by page of probably 200 patterns to see if I could figure out which one it was. And the closest one I got to was Shiloh. So I do think it was the Shiloh pattern. Danielle says, my favorite Christmas movie is It's a Wonderful Life. I have to tell you, I've never seen it. My favorite Christmas movie of all time that I don't have memorized to the extent that Mama Jan has, because Mama Jan probably watches it 3 times every month, is White Christmas. I have always, I don't know what it is about White Christmas. I just love that movie. In our theater group here, we have a theater group called the Arizona Broadway Theater, and it's actually here in Peoria. So it's fairly close to the house. It's a dinner theater. They actually did White Christmas a couple of years ago, and I got to go see it. I love that theater. The problem is, it's like $100 to go see the show and dinner, and the dinner is not the greatest. And so it's just an expensive night out. It's a couple of $100, and Lord, if you wanted to buy a season, you're talking like $1,200. And so I do like to try to get there once or twice a year. We have not been this year, so we'll see. I love Katrina's um, comment. Well, I just tell people my fingers need glasses. I love that comment. I like to remember that because let me tell you, I know sometimes IMs become a big thing at work, and I know so I have to go in and edit things sometimes. So I because I'm so embarrassed that I misspelled something so poorly. But it's just I don't type that well. I used to think I typed better than I did, but it doesn't seem like I do anymore. See what else, guys. I'm trying to catch up. You all have been going great today. Yeah, I have not seen either of the Christmas stories. So I have not seen the new one or the old one. Danielle says, I see gnomes on the wall. So if you were on last week, you would know that is the quilt that started all of this madness. So that is not a quilt that John did. That is a quilt that I bought from a lady from the Quilt Club over in Sun City. They always have a big craft show the Thanksgiving weekend. It is packed, and they have ceramics and quilts, and just all their clubs have an amazing craft show. It's always fun to go to. It's next to impossible to find a parking place, but it's fun to go and see what they have. But anyways, um, that is the quilt that started all of this madness, and that's when I decided instead of spending all this money on um, paying someone to do a quilt, it would be cheaper if I just figured out how to do this myself. So we're not even going to go there. Jackie says the girls got me hooked on Jim Carrey's The Grinch. I have to watch The Grinch, and I tell you the other one I like is the Santa Claus with Tim Allen. I definitely love the first one. Second one, third one's okay. Third's better than the second, I think. But I do like the Tim Allen shows with the Santa Claus. And there's one other. Oh my God, he played Mr. Mom, but he's got a Christmas show from like 20 years ago. And I can't think of the name of that movie, but I remember it had the talking snowman in that. And I've always liked that movie. I haven't seen that one for years. Oh, Katrina goes, I just looked at Shiloh and I don't think that's it. I'll go back through the book again and see if I can figure it out. Um, it's made with 5-inch charms, right? So it's a charm with another charm cut in half, basically. And but I can't for the life of me figure out when I went back through the patterns. I could not find the pattern that it was. And you would think I know Villa Rosa well enough. I should be able to just jump that out easily, but I can't so much. Anya says Tim Allen done is so all. Yeah, he is. That just there's just and in fact, I watched the series Disney. Now we did have Disney a year or two ago, and I was able to watch the series that they came out with on the Santa Claus, and it was okay. It's just sometimes just let us appreciate and enjoy what you did, like White Christmas, right? I love White Christmas. It's a classic. It stayed a classic. It doesn't need to be redone. It doesn't have to be, it's just like sometimes they just overdo things and it becomes very evident that they just overdo it. Hey, Regina, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Look at Katie. Katie, I hope I didn't miss you earlier. Hey, Katie, thanks for joining us. She's certainly been growing her channel and been busy. I have not got to catch up with her. I did send her an email the other day. I need to follow back up with her. I hope things are going well with her. Miss Regina's in the house. Thanks for jumping on this afternoon. I will say, me saying 4 o'clock, I didn't think about how that impacts others that do change their time. So sorry about that because we don't. But it's just the only way. Michael Keaton, yes, it is Michael Keaton. I could not for the life of me think of his name. I used to love Michael Keaton, and it was like I guess the '90s was his era. So you used to see a lot of him, but now you hardly ever hear or see anything. And then everything became Tom Hanks forever and ever, right? Mama Jan says, I'm sure I've watched White Christmas more than 100 times, plus several times already this year. It's just, and I've tried to watch Holiday Inn, which I don't know if that came first or second. And it's fine. It's a good movie too, but there's just something about White Christmas that has always resonated with me. And just fun. So we will see. But it is cool. So, guys, if you're joining the holiday quilting bee tomorrow, that is 7 a.m. We are going to be working on the pattern unfurled. So grab that pattern. It's a digital download if you want to do what I'm doing. If you want to come and just hang out for 10 minutes or the whole 3 hours, that's amazing. If you don't want to work on something patriotic and veterans related tomorrow, that's cool too. It's all about you, right? That's what my channel is about. You do you, I do me. And we'll see what we can knock out and what we can get done. But I hope you're able to jump on. I did pull some gifts in that today. And so we will be giving out some cool things. And then the last thing that we'll give out tomorrow will be the free retreat for New Year's Eve. So if you're going to be in the area, know that if you win, that you could be here and take advantage of that. Please send me an email at John, JOHN, at GuysCraft2, and we will certainly get your name entered into the drawing to be held tomorrow. And so excited that we're in a position where we can at least give one of those last few seats away. Because obviously the more the merrier. Obviously we wouldn't like to sell out the retreat. The retreat itself does hold 14, but with this being our first one, I'm sure doing things much different than other retreats, or at least the retreats I've been to. So we're doing things the way John thinks they should be done for a quilt retreat. Not looking to copy everything that's out there and looking to put my own signature on it. We've bought some great gifts to give away. This retreat is going to have 3 projects that we're providing. And then if you want to bring your own, because one of the ladies texts me and she goes, do we have to work on your projects or can we just take them home? I'm like, you can absolutely take them home. So you plan on doing you. So same for Tuesday, plan on doing you. And if that includes that you want to sew along with me as we do the unfurled pattern, that is spectacular. And if you choose not to, that's fine too. So it's just not that important. I'm not. The one thing I like about and appreciate so much with our YouTube family is we all respect each other, we all listen to each other, and we all get along um, so well. What time? Regina says 7 a.m. Arizona time. So 7 a.m. Arizona time, 9 a.m. Eastern time. and it will run for 3 hours. And you're absolutely welcome to join for as long or as much as you can. Katrina, look, Katrina says John's taking off tomorrow too. Yes, and John's going to lunch with the ladies tomorrow. So I cannot wait to go have fun with them. And we'll see how the day goes. But I hope to knock out a bunch of projects as well. All right, didn't get near as much sewing done as I thought, but that's okay. 7 a.m. Arizona time. Yes. Katie says, I'd answered your email from October. I don't see another one after that. So, yeah, we need to get together sometime and talk. Yes. Katie is just amazing. She's had so much going on. Oh, Jack Frost. That's the name of it. Thank you, whoever posted that. Um, Danielle says, oh my God, I cry every time I watch Jack Frost. It is such an awesome movie. And I think it didn't get the credit that it really should have gotten, is what I think is funny. So, hey guys, I am at the top of the hour. I did not realize we're actually a minute over. I appreciate each and every one of you being here. I know a lot of you jump over to watch Tiffany now. So I want to be respectful of that. I love Tiffany. And she does an amazing job as well. So I hope to see you all on Tuesday. And as always, until next time, happy crafting.